Bobby, he went live. What a good guy. Are we live? Yeah. Isaac, you're so stupid, bro. He literally just pushed us live. Okay, so it looks like we're live earlier than expected. Isaac is getting deducted 10,000 baht. And we're here to talk about XRP. How are you doing, Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Isaac's just thrown me off guard so much. That was terrible. XRP is going to $10,000. Would you agree?
I definitely do not agree.
XRP is going to $1,000. Would you agree?
I still don't agree with that.
XRP is going to $100. Would you agree?
It's definitely an absolute stretch, but I mean, we could talk about it.
Can we talk about 10?
About $10?
Yes.
Sure thing.
Okay, finally, we got there. There's a few problems about XRP. It's one of the most talked about coins in a good way, but it has, I would say, and this is not a bad thing. Again, I'm an XRP holder. This is not an XRP hate video. I've had 5,000 XRP since 2020, lost them in Celsius and rebought them just in case. There's a thing with XRP that it has these craziest price predictions that I've ever seen in the market. And Isaac should be screening on me, but it's okay. Why do you think XRP has one of the most craziest price predictions or price numbers in YouTube, in Twitter, and everything?
I mean, to be fair, I think it's because the XRP community has come together like no other. I mean, you can argue maybe the only community that has suffered as much is the Luna community.
Okay. After
that massive crash, but other than that, XRP has no equal when it comes to community, because they will, if you think about it, and I have many points on the sheet that I sent you that I want to talk about. They basically became the meme of crypto Twitter for many, many years. And I don't know if you remember, but a lot of people were saying like, oh, XRP is the boomer coin.
Okay.
Also, they had the SEC lawsuit that basically went on forever. They went through delistings. I still remember I used to hold some XRP back when I first started in crypto on Coinbase. Next thing you know, they say like, hey, we're going to delist it, so you better do something with it. You either sell it or store it somewhere else.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about that. XRP is been around forever. Okay, so I'll talk about the good news. I'll talk about the bad news. I'll talk about why I think XRP still has a big chance. Not to the thumbnail that I gave you in this title, sorry guys, but to points where it makes a good use case. Number one, it has been around since 2014, 13, whatever coin market cap gives us. It's probably been around since longer than that. It's been around longer than a decade. Nice. It hasn't went to zero. Second point. It survived an SEC. You called it SEC. I just call it SEC. Maybe that's because I'm from the UK. It survived a lawsuit where I would argue 99.9% of other altcoins would have fizzled away and gone to zero. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'll even say that about HBAR. It would have went to zero. It didn't get the 2021 run it deserved. That's because I believe that is when that happened, that little lawsuit, right? It was getting delisted, as you said, from everywhere. And obviously, that's going to lose a lot of people's confidence if you hold XRP, right? Because you're probably going to say, it's probably not a good idea to buy. It's probably going to really struggle. It still went up in 21, but if people can't buy it, if the normies can't buy it, because I remember when I started in cryptocurrency in 2020 and 2021, when I really started to go heavier, I started to be in that Jeffrey mentality when I was looking at coins that were like $1.50, because I thought, and this is what I didn't understand, that, I'll be able to buy so much more of this coin because it'll eventually get to Bitcoin's price. And I would do the maths and I'd be like, well, I don't think that's realistic because I'll be a multi-billionaire. if XRP was to get to Bitcoin's price. But that's what people do, right? They buy coins in cheap dollar value but don't understand market cap, because XRP was a big market cap even back then. It was still billions of dollars, right?
Yes.
Good news, it is holding $2. We're going to talk about trades in a second on this. Other good news, when it was bad news, it was at 50 cents. It was a stable coin for so long. And then it decided to 7x. Why did that happen?
So I still remember when that big jump happened, and I think there was some sort of ruling that happened. It was a preliminary ruling that happened in the States, which basically, I still remember it, just shut up all the way past $1 because it was stuck in that rut for a long, long time.
Okay. Theories. Will it replace Swift? ISO 2022 compliant. This is the kind of two main points that I want you to make your argument on. Teach me, teach the guys at home. I mean, there's probably guys at XRP that have clicked this video that are just XRP maxis, which is fine. But what do you mean by that? Because this is what I hear a lot, even in our community. We can mention Q, shout out Q if you're watching this. Is it the banking coin? That's all I hear about XRP. The banking coin in the future, it's going to, and this is where you probably get these crazy price predictions, right? Of the $100, $1,000, right? What does that mean, and what do you think is realistic for that? We're now sitting at $126 billion, $2.08. Will it replace Swift? What does that mean?
Okay, so basically, let's take it one step at a time. So, and don't shoot me on this because I'm not the other expert on XRP. I only hold 10 XRP coins.
Oh, bro,
and I've said this
can
before.
Can I just say, you've got to get those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers?
Those are rookie. Right now, when XRP goes to $10,000, okay, you'll have 100 grand. That's fine. But why wouldn't you at least get to 100? That should be the goal. Because then you'll be a millionaire in
Jake,
XRP.
I will buy 90 more XRP coins.
Thank you guys at home. He's just going to pump up your bag. So there you go. But seriously, we can't pull up to a stream with 10 XRP coins. At least you are a community holder. But I've got to ask you as well, why do you even hold 10 XRP? Is it just because you just to say you do, or like what is the reason there, or you just have it in dust?
No, I think for me, because I used to hold a lot of it, and I had I think it's on my on one of my wallets, and you need to have 10 XRP to keep the address open. So that's basically what it was. So it basically said like, hey, do you want to keep 10 to keep the keep this going? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
Okay.
But I'll bump it up.
Question I had for you is like, okay, will it replace Swift? Because that's all I'm seeing. Dumb it down for me as a newbie.
Okay, so basically from what I understand and from the research I did, one of the main theories they have is that, it's going to be the global reserve bridge currency. And what does that mean? So a lot of the XRP holders, they believe that it's going to replace Swift, which is, this is the global settlement system that, they use to settle a lot of transactions around the world. That's basically what it is. So they believe XRP is going to replace that. And it's just basically it's going to be the layer for all cross-border flows, all cross-border payments. And they think XRP is basically going to need to scale up to, I don't think I've ever seen the number, but basically quadrillions in annual settlement value. And that's what requires a $10,000 token price. So that's what I understand on one of the main theories. Now, the second one with the ISO 222, it's basically going to be a liquidity reset repricing event. So on this theory, the claim is that the global banks will one day basically, how would I say this? Basically flip a switch or press a button to XRP-based liquidity pools. And this is going to instantly basically reprice XRP to 4 to 5 digits. And a lot of the holders, they argue that banks are going to be mandated to have liquidity reserves which would basically force a massive repricing in the XRP price. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I know there's more other theories, but I'm not the utmost expert on this. But that's what I understand.
Okay. Here's what I wanted to talk about, and this is really the kind of we're never going to do an XRP dedicated video, but this is when I was doing some research. Believe it or not, there was 30 minutes of research done at 8 o'clock this morning before me and Bobby turned live, before Isaac decided to go live way too early. But I am now seeing that this XRP spot ETF, because I believe there's been a futures ETF for a while, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Bobby, as well. As far as I know, with futures ETF, it's like it can move up the price a little bit, but you don't actually own the XRP. But a spot ETF, you do have to commit to buying the XRP, which would create some sort of buying power. Is that right, or have I got that completely wrong?
No, I think you got it right.
See, not bad. So as far as I'm aware, spot ETF with BlackRock is now officially available, and it's to hit 1 billion in assets under management. And I'm trying to find out if this is true, but obviously Brad Garlinghouse is obviously one of the biggest guys there with Ripple, I believe, right?
Yes.
So what does this mean? Because the price hasn't really moved up with this news. It's held the line pretty well, but why is XRP not at $10 right now? Because surely this would send it. No?
Well, not necessarily. Remember when we had the first ETFs for BTC, and for the longest time, it just wasn't pumping at all.
Yep.
Everybody was waiting for the ETFs. Oh, Bitcoin ETFs. And nothing was really happening until it did, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is this a kind of like slow burner? This is obviously great news for XRP holders, and me having the 5,000 that I do hold, just as a what if scenario. It's actually performing pretty well. I think my average is like $1. So I'm actually 2x my XRP. I wish I bought it at 50 cents, but my average is like $1. So I'm 100% up, which is great. But surely this is now going to show, with all the bullshit that XRP has had to deal with the SEC, there's no reason why this isn't plain sailing for XRP just to continuously go up. Now, again, Bitcoin's obviously going to control XRP's price a little bit, as it does at the market that we're in right now. But surely XRP is really just poised to, print people a lot of money down the line.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I don't know about the $10 mark, because it's definitely not immune to not having an altcoin cycle, but it's definitely bullish. And like I said, I mean, I don't want to make this something negative, because there's actually a lot of positives. I mean, for the long-term holders. I mean, let's talk about, for example, I had it here in my notes. So obviously we all saw that, XRP is now one of the few crypto assets that actually has legal clarity in the US, right? So the one thing you can say about XRP is that it's officially not a security. And that's a bigger deal than people think, because it basically puts it in a stronger position than Ethereum, than Solana, than ADA, a lot of the darlings on the top 10.
Yep.
And, obviously the ruling by the courts, it's going to age well, I think, as they start tightening regulation in the US. So that's a positive. Also a positive, now you can go to Coinbase. You can buy XRP if you want. A lot of the US exchanges, oftentimes, not as much anymore, but they didn't want to touch assets that had a lot of legal risk, right? Now, the liquidity is back for XRP. Now with the ETFs launching, there's a lot of institutional access, so it's easier for institutional investors to buy. So, and a lot of the diehard holders, they already know Ripple has real partnerships around the world. They have actual institutions, they have banks, they have payment providers, remittance companies. So it's one of the only non-stable coins that are generally used in production payment systems.
Okay. And remember,
And one last, and
Go
sorry, one last thing I want to say before I forget. So, the use case that it has, even though I'm not a fan, but it still has one of the clearest use cases in crypto. So, it's cross-border settlements and, real-time liquidity bridging. That's, it's the oldest, cleanest utility narrative in crypto, if we're being honest.
you make good points. Maybe you should buy more than 10 XRP. Sounds like you're bullish. I don't know.
Okay. I'll bring it over to 1,000 and that should be covered, right?
Damn. It's going to cost you $500, $480 with the ones that you have. Okay. It's a big buy. Okay. That'll help. Here's my thing with XRP. Okay. Before we get into the main points that we want to talk about, because you have some interesting stuff here. Are you going to give a price prediction on this XRP call, Bobby? Because it does say in your notes, it does say price prediction ?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. Obviously,
okay.
it's only
Save it. Retention.
Okay.
Here's the thing with XRP. Okay, I would argue that it is number 3 because we don't count Tether, because Tether is just nothing. Okay, nobody buys Tether to make money unless you buy it like you did when you sold the local tops to have more money to buy into altcoins and Bitcoin at cheaper prices. So it is a top 3 asset. Okay, it is number 3 in market cap, right behind Ethereum. Now, I believe back in the days, it flipped Ethereum's market cap a couple of times. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And this is where we get the question, because remember in 21, where the flipping was supposed to happen, is Ethereum going to flip Bitcoin? Is XRP going to flip Ethereum? You're around about a kind of 3x multiplier away from Ethereum. Do you see a day, because I know you don't like Ethereum that much in terms of gains, right? You're not very bullish on price action for this kind of altcoin season that we are still expecting Q1, Q2, 26, right? Do you think XRP can flip Ethereum? Or is there no shot? It's too far away.
Well, I mean, it's done it before, so maybe if it's just temporarily, I mean, I don't think it's impossible at all whatsoever.
Do you think there's more use case for XRP compared to Ethereum?
I mean, for real use case, I guess you could say yes.
I would agree.
Yeah. Now I got a quick price prediction for Ethereum. Do you know how much Ethereum you need to have to make 200K?
40.
400K.
What?
It's a joke, Jake.
It's too early.
It gets cut in half.
And
okay.
I'm sick.
Okay, never mind.
Nice.
It gets cut in half.
Good. I thought you were going to go under, like, the validators. I think it was 40 Ethereum. You need to, like, stake it on their network. I was trying to go there. I was maybe being too technical and trying to, like, outsmart your joke. But it was more simpler than I thought.
Okay. No joking.
Okay. I'll tell you a joke. Knock, knock.
Who is it?
You're supposed to say who's there. But okay, who is it? It's fair enough. Rune,
Who's there?
Rune or crypto.com. No. Rune. You're supposed to say
as
Rune
in
who.
like
You're supposed to say Rune who, e.g.
Rune who?
Rune to $0. It was a joke. It was a joke. That's his favorite coin.
It's actually funny.
It's actually funny, right? Yours
Look, it's my black eye, okay? It's my black eye.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
H bar.
H with the H-E?
Yes.
S-H-E?
H bar who? Say it.
H bar who?
H bar to $1. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Realistic price predictions, and how do we take XRP as a position here if you're looking at XRP at $2? Now, before we get to that, I'll give you my price predictions. And again, this isn't a price prediction for long term. We can talk about that if you want. If you guys have comments in the chat as well, bring them up. But I'll tell you XRP, kind of my story with XRP. Everybody in the UK seems to love XRP that I used to hang around with in the UK, right? So Dean, we had another guy in my group that was called G, and another guy that is called Q. That's actually in our community as well. So I don't know what it is about the UK. I can't speak for US, but even a lot of guys in US. But XRP seems to be a very UK heavy coin, because I remember in 2020 and 2021's bull run, when we were all getting interested in cryptocurrency, that was their biggest bags as far as an altcoin, right? Because they didn't want to buy Ethereum, they didn't want to buy Bitcoin, because again, it was a too high market cap for these guys to make serious money. Their bet was XRP, but unfortunately for them, their XRP, I think they were saying $5, $6 should be realistic. They were basically just thinking, okay, 2017 was $3, we should double that, right? Which mathematically was a fair play, right? But obviously, XRP got heavily manipulated with that SEC lawsuit. The issue I can see with XRP holders is, 2017's run, I think it went to $3, right? Round about that. People used to always make the argument that they were bag holding for 8 years now, 9 years now, whatever the math says to 25 as we enter 2026. Do you think there's still a lot of bag holders from the 2017 bull run that maybe didn't, because we did beat that high there. We went above that recently when Bitcoin hit its high. Do you think there's still bag holders this at 2017's bull run that are still waiting for $10 or no?
No doubt whatsoever.
Okay.
A lot of these people, they're the most diamond-handed community that exists in crypto, period. That's just not even debatable.
Fair point. I would agree. And what do you think they're going to do when XRP hits $10? Or are they going to diamond hand it all the way?
I think a lot of them will diamond hand it, but I would hope and I wish a lot of them actually take profits if we get to those levels.
Okay. It's still a long way off. It's still a 5x, give or take. It's less than a 5x, but it's basically 5x. There's a long way to go, because that would take the market cap. I know other people make the argument that market cap doesn't matter. We can talk about that as well. But that would take us pretty effing high. It would flip Ethereum, but obviously if that was to happen, I would expect Ethereum to run as well. So I don't think you'll get the flipping in with that. And obviously Bitcoin ideally is a lot higher than that. Price predictions. Where are we going?
Well, you say we're going to share yours first.
So I have to share mine first. Embarrass myself live on camera because it's going to be too bullish. And then for you to come and shut me down. Okay, I'll give you a price prediction. Do you want it for long term? Because I believe, honestly, XRP is going to survive long term. I think if it was to fizzle away, it would be done in 21. Again, you got to think about this coin mathematically. Delisted. Nobody likes to hold it there. Heavily scrutinized. But it's alive now and listed everywhere else that it was. They took back the listings. So are you asking for a long term, or just like if we believe this Q1, Q2, 26 bull run with the new meta?
Hit me with both.
God damn it. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. No, I think if Bitcoin does well, meaning 140 to 150K, okay, by Q2, and we do get that alt season, I don't see a way where XRP doesn't break $5. I think that would be mathematical realistic. Is that fair?
That's very fair, yeah.
Okay. Now, if I was to ask most guys back in the day, Q being one of them, he'll disagree with me, but I do have him live on camera in the UK that I didn't post. I didn't want to post it because by the time we made that video and edited it, it was way too late. The market changed. But he was at $22 final price prediction by Q4 2025, which mathematically in 20 days, it's probably impossible, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and again, this was when we were supposed to get this Q4, everything was supposed to repeat 2021, but we have been shut down a little bit, right? It really is supposed to be altcoin season now, and that is where you get the argument where 50% of people are saying it's bear market, 50% of people saying they don't know what to do, and then we get this other percentage in that don't know what to do that does think it's going to extend to Q1, Q2 2026, and I'm in that category as well, right? Because if I wasn't in that category and I thought it was a bear market, I would be out the game right now, because why would I want to hold assets that are going to go down? But I'm fine with holding them down short term, but I don't believe we are over yet. And I think you're in the same boat there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So I do think $5 is possible if we do get an alt season and Bitcoin going 140K plus, Ethereum going to 6, 7. I do think $5 is possible. Long term is where it gets interesting, because then you start to chuck in the arguments of the XRP stablecoin will replace Swift, ISO 2022 compliant, spot ETF that we just have launched. How far is that going to go with BlackRock? Then you get the question of not $100, but I would say above $10. Agree?
I agree. A lot of things would have to happen, but I agree.
Hey, we're saying everything aligns, okay? We're saying it's a beautiful run. Because everything that, and the only reason I say that, guys, is everything that bad could happen to an altcoin has basically happened to XRP. Imagine being delisted. Imagine being everything bad happening, getting sued by the SEC, and your coin being higher than it was today. I think that's a very, 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 very good use case why XRP is going to survive. So that's my argument. $5 this run, if we get that run, and $10 one day. When's that going to happen? I don't know. How bad's the bear market going to affect XRP? There's guys out there that think XRP is not going to be affected by the bear market because it's going to go do its own run. I don't know if that's true, because I do believe people will still trade this coin. You would argue, and I think you've said this many times, XRP is a great trader's coin, which we can look at on the GG indicator in a second as well.
It is the best coin to trade.
The best coin to trade. But a lot of diamond hand hodlers will hate for you to say that, right? Because they don't believe in that, and that's fine. You can do many things with XRP. You know, I'm pretty sure with the 10 XRP that you have, that you'll now have 1,000 by next stream. You've probably made more money trading XRP than hodling it, right?
Absolutely.
So again, it just depends what side of the camp you're on. For me, I'm not married to XRP like I'm married to some of my other coins, like Bitcoin, right? But I do believe that you can use XRP to trade, to either buy more XRP or to buy more other coins that you like. So that's my points. That's my points. I'm going to read chat. Bobby, you take care of now your XRP predictions. Realistically, bull case, bear case, medium case, altcoin season, long term. Where are you at?
I mean, first of all, let me just say, it's really a great use case for me that it's the best coin to trade. That's my use case for it. But in any case, so if nothing really happens and we don't get this alt season that was promised by the gods and by the stars, then I still see XRP going, $2 to $4, right? If we have nothing else go differently. Now that's nothing to write home about. Yes. Now for me, I'm actually a little bit more bullish. Now medium term, for me, is going to be anywhere from $5 to $10, if I'm being honest. But for that to happen, it really has to have. We really got to have an explosive cycle. And for these ETFs to actually, actually bring a lot of these benefits to XRP. Plus, I would love the XRP Foundation to stop dumping their tokens, because I don't know if you remember, but every month they just unload a bag, and if they can stop for a little bit, that would stop suppressing the price at all. So for me, medium to long term is $5 to $12.
Okay.
Now, as far as like the really bullish case for me, it's give or take $20. I would say that's still, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but I do think we can get there.
Got a comment here. You talking about $20 is crazy. It's all love. XRP has been listed as a commodity, not a security, open up for derivatives. Once derivatives hit XRP, you're talking 30 to 100K per XRP. Give it a few years, don't let anybody talk you out of selling. So you just talked about $20 being bullish. What about 30K to 100K? Unless I've read that wrong, but I do say a K, which would be $100,000 with XRP.
Look, if that ever happens, I'll tattoo my forehead.
Can I choose the tattoo?
Sure.
Okay.
I will do XRP in my forehead.
I heard him right. So James, though, again, there is absolutely, we do not shame anybody about their profits. We want our price predictions. We want everybody on this channel to make some fucking money, okay? Because right now we're eating shit. Hodlers are eating shit. Speaking to a lot of guys that joined our 10K fast track DeFi stuff, and they pretty much, you know, they're new to crypto and they're feeling the pain, okay? And we understand that because, you know, me and you, Bobby, we've been around the block in crypto for years now. It's almost my 5 to 6 year anniversary investing in crypto, and it's been the best and worst marriage of my life. But with dumps now, I don't really feel any pain. But I know there's a lot of people that got in cryptocurrency recently. The guy last night, all love to him, he started with 156K. His now portfolio is 66K. Most coins are down 50 to 70%. Again, it's not the coins that he bought. He's bought most of the coins that we love. XRP was part of that. It's just bad timing right now, but time in the market beats trying to time the market if you are a hodler. We are going to change this round to try and time in the market with trades on XRP, because we talked there about XRP being a great trader's coin. And again, guys on this chat are not going to like that, because you can just, most people in XRP, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, like you're hodlers and you hodl this to $100,000 one day. But, you know, when is that $100,000 going to come? This guy says in 2 years. Hey, maybe. And I'm not here to say that it doesn't happen, but mathematically, I don't know what the market cap would be. And I know the argument's going to be market cap doesn't matter in XRP, and that's fine. But, you know, you're probably going to be dead when XRP hits $100,000. So what the fuck's the point? Again, it's love. There's no bad thing to say. But I am just trying to be realistic, and I don't think $100,000 in a couple of years is realistic, in my opinion. And if it happens, great. My 5,000 times 100K, am I going to be the richest man on YouTube? Maybe. Am I going to be richer than Michael Saylor? Maybe. I don't know what the maths would be. Somebody do that. My calculator, I think, would break.
I mean, it would surpass the market cap of Bitcoin, gold, and everything else combined, probably. So it's not going to happen. But I'll tell you what, though, I don't want to be negative, because I really want XRP to succeed, to be honest. I mean, no other community deserves to win like they do. You know, they have, you know, if you go on YouTube, right, and search for XRP videos, they have insane retention. There's endless hopium. You know, they have such a thick skin. Nothing phases. I haven't yet met an XRP holder that doesn't have a thick skin. And they just refuse to die. Oh, you know, and this matters.
Guy? Who's this $100,000 guy? This is crazy. This guy.
Oh.
Wow. I agree.
Is that Jay Gordon?
I don't know this guy. This guy's not me. That's crazy. XRP is one of the most talked about coins, and I'll give you the realistic, exactly what he said. It's very easy to get views when you pull up and put $10, $20, $100,000 with XRP, but there has to be a line. There has to be a line, because there's that new investor, e.g. me 5 years ago, that would deploy everything in XRP and wait for $10,000, $100 in XRP. And I just don't think that is mathematically a good way to play cryptocurrency. In the long term, sure, but short term, for me, cryptocurrency was about trying to get in, get out, use DeFi, make a bunch of money, and not be rich when I'm either dead or 75. Just personally. And I know a lot of people out there, they want to quit their jobs this cycle, next cycle, whatever cycle. And mathematically, if you're holding for XRP, if it gets to $100,000, whatever your time frame that is, it's probably going to be too late, where at the end of the day, you're on your deathbed and you have $1 billion in XRP, but what's the point? Mathematically.
You actually have to use it in real life. I mean, let's be honest. You know, I just thought about something really funny. So I used to have an old YouTube channel back in the day. Nothing big. It was like 500 subscribers towards the end. But I think I made one XRP video, and I was giving out my price predictions. And I got roasted for saying, like, you know, the $10 prediction was a realistic one. You know, completely roasted, because everybody was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's hard to argue with them, but they are everywhere.
Hey, James, I was nice to you. Don't tell me to buckle up, bro. Don't tell me to buckle up. I was trying to be nice with your $30,000 to $100,000 XRP. I was being super fucking nice, James. So return the favor. And I'm trying not to fucking laugh at 100k XRP. Okay, so I am being very fucking nice. I am controlling this emotions. Okay. Ryan Little, $1 million in 5 years. Maybe, Ryan. I hope so. Because you need it. You fucking need it right now. But you don't have any XRP, Ryan. So, you know, if you're about it, deploy everything in XRP right now. But realistically, okay, let's be realistic, because there's guys going to be watching this stream on repeat down the line, and I don't want to be the guy that's promoting a $100,000 XRP, because I want people to make money in cryptocurrency and not have to wait their whole life until they're dead to actually spend the cryptocurrency. Because again, for me and most guys out there, and probably you, Bobby, you're trying to use cryptocurrency as a vehicle, as a leverage thing, because stocks, real estate, normal traditional assets for us kind of guys don't really make sense to live a life of freedom. That's the reason why I got in cryptocurrency. It wasn't to diamond hand my bags till death. It was to use them as a vehicle to buy longer term Bitcoin for the future, to use DeFi on coins I can, that we will talk about in a second, because you can monetize XRP for guys out there that have XRP. If you want to get more XRP and you're done buying. And that was my goal. It wasn't to hold it forever, where it's too late to even matter, because we're only alive. Nobody talks about this. We don't have much time left on this planet. Let's be honest. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years if you're lucky. Bobby, 60, maybe. He's a young guy. I don't know. He's very, what's the word? You're very health focused with your supplements. I'm the opposite. It's not going to be a long time before it's time for me. So I am not here to diamond hand XRP anywhere close to those numbers, but I'm here to hold XRP with 5,000 XRP, my goal, to see is what if. Because when I bought XRP, $5,000, it was a decent chunk of change, but I'm not prepared to sell it at 2. I'm not prepared to sell it at 5. I do believe it has a potential to one day get into $10 plus, $20 plus, heck, maybe even $30 plus. But past that, you know, I'm probably going to be very old. I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to move down the line. I do believe XRP is good for altcoins, because with XRP surviving that SEC lawsuit, it gave other coins a lot of clarity. It kind of got them sorted out. And, you know, there was a lot riding when XRP got sued, because I don't know about you, Bobby, but I was quite cautious back then of saying, okay, who are they going to come after next? Fuck, should I hold this altcoin? If they went after XRP, maybe HBAR's next, maybe Sui's next, maybe Solana's next. What are they going to do to Ethereum? Right? I was very cautious back then, but I do believe now that they've got that out of the way and debunked that and won that, we are kind of safe with some altcoins. I don't know who they're going to come after next. Are they just going to give up? I don't know. But I like the fact that XRP has paved that way to say, no, we're going to stand for something here. We're going to survive. We're not going to be bullied into giving up. And that's why I commend XRP founders, holders, community members, traders, altcoiners, and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, all this survival story just deserves the utmost respects. I mean, XRP has taken a lot of freaking arrows for the entire industry. So you have to, I respect it. You know, I honestly don't, I never try to convince anybody to sell their XRP.
Okay, good. Unless Q should probably sell his XRP. Shout out Q. Q should probably sell his XRP. 1K by end of 2026, 100K in 2132. See, this is the thing about XRP and why it's such a great talking point, because nobody fucking knows. The price predictions go crazy. They're either $0, $5, $100, $1,000, or 100K. It's just wild. It has to be the most talked about altcoin that we've ever seen, because nobody knows and nobody does know. But I don't know, when does reality start to check in for some of these guys? Because I've even seen $1 million, like real people that believe it's going to 100K to $1 million. I don't know. 5 to 10 is reasonable. Short term is not even that short term for cryptocurrency. It could be a couple of months. Who knows? Like, cryptocurrency can move, even the top 3 asset, excluding Tether. But anything outside of that, man, I just think you're pushing it a little bit, to be honest.
I mean, I saw a comment here on the chat and basically said, Please explain to me how BTC can be over six figures, which only has value because everyone around the world has agreed it's a store of value. But XRP, which solves a real problem, can't reach $10,000. See, this is the main issue that people just don't understand. You have to look at the supply, no matter what. You have to look at the supply. BTC has 21 million.
And it doesn't have 21 million because it actually has a lot less, because a lot of people have lost their Bitcoin. I think the real actual number in Bitcoin is around about 19 million. It might be less, it might be more, but it's actually not 21, because how many people, you've probably heard about, I remember in 2020 and 2021, when Bitcoin started to go, there was guys in the UK, there was one guy in particular, it was a news story, and he went to this like old dumping ground where he lost his ledger or something, or his seed phrase or whatever it was. And he was paying these guys to try and find this fucking piece of paper. Good luck to you, bro. You never fucking found it. But he had a lot of Bitcoins that he forgot about back in the day. Thousands, hundreds of thousands maybe, when it was pennies on the, just pennies, less than pennies, whatever. So there's many Bitcoin that has been lost. And there's a lot of big people like Michael Saylor, big companies that are buying Bitcoin as we speak in the hundreds, if the thousands.
True.
Okay.
But let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say we are able to find every single one of those 21 million Bitcoins, right?
I lost 4 to Celsius. God, I would like them back.
There you go. But for some reason, Mashinsky pulls it out of his rear end.
But he's in jail.
Here you go. Here you go, Jake.
Thank you.
So we all have the 21 million. The max supply for XRP, I mean, isn't it 100 billion?
He's good. Hopefully he didn't cheat there and use his phone. He's good. He knows this. Good man.
No, I mean, this is pretty well known fact.
Okay, so the maths on that is 5 would be 100, so it's 50x bigger in terms of supply. Maths, maybe 20 to 100 billion. 20, is that right or no? Round about that.
I would have to pull my calculator, but it sounds about right.
It's good maths. Okay, where was your point?
I mean, my point is, how can you think it's going to be worth the same as BTC if the supply is such a huge supply? Because then you also have to account market cap. So that's where they lose a lot of people, because I understand the use case. I understand it has potential, a lot of potential. But
everybody's disagreeing with you. James in particular, he's like, yep, he doesn't get it. He's not getting it.
Yeah, I mean, see this the same type of comments I used to get for one video I made a while back about XRP.
How much XRP, James, do you have? Let's see if you're really about it. Sorry, go on.
No. I also want to find out, how much XRP does James own?
Another comment. Again, I am an XRP holder, Mr. Me 957. I have 5,000, which is probably more than most people have that are diamond handlers. So I am a big believer in XRP.
James has double what you have.
Good job. Continue. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh, no, sorry. I mean, it's just, James said he has 10K XRP, so that's double what you have.
Wow. Good job. You've donated your whole life to buy an XRP, and you've doubled my bag that I bought 5 years ago. Again, no hate, but this is just a reality. I am with you. Fuck, if it goes anywhere near your price targets, I will shake your hands. But I'm not going to be one of the guys that are holding to 30 to 100,000 XRP. I'm long gone. I'm goodbye. Hopefully it does well, but my whole goal is to use my XRP to keep the money flowing. And if that's to buy XRP at cheap prices, I'll do that to double my bag.
Yeah, and I mean, absolutely. I mean, the people in the chat are saying, the argument about supply. I mean, until proving otherwise, it still applies to every single crypto out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. I mean, this is not a cult. I mean, we can all have our opinions, right?
This looks
so
like a cult.
I'm just grounded in the reality that I see, not what I want it to be.
Yeah, it's 50-50 right now, and that's fine. This is why we want to make this video. It's a 50-50 argument. It's either going to do fucking really well or it's going to do okay. So there's guys in two camps. And of course, you get the percentage people that thinks XRP is a complete scam coin. I think we're way past that. we're way past that stage right now because of the numbers don't lie. Okay, it's done well. It's nowhere close to anybody's price prediction, but I do think realistically, mathematically, it might make sense for a newbie investor to try and buy this coin and make some money. Again, that's what it's all about. We're trying to make some money. And is it a realistic buy around about these levels? Long term, absolutely. I think we're all in agreement on that. How far does it fall? And what are good prices? That's something we're going to try and talk about in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And we've got to get going along here because we're running out of time. We talked about XRP being a great trader's coin. That's what we're going to move into next. As far as DeFi, we can talk about this. If you guys want to monetize your XRP, and again, we're not here to sell you anything. I'll give you this for absolute free, just like me and Parker do all the time. You can monetize it somewhat. 6 months ago, this wasn't an option. We used to have a lot of guys join our 10K Fast Track DeFi community mentorship, and a lot of guys had XRP, okay? And they would pull up, and we had this strong argument in a friendly way where it's like, we really can't monetize this XRP. Right now, we have options. People are starting to deploy liquidity to, and again, you can probably stake this in other platforms, but you know, for me, I want full control of my assets. You can play the XRP game on DeFi, on VFAT. You can type in XRP under farms, and you can start to monetize your XRP for pretty decent results. You could go against Ethereum, you could go against USDT. I recommend to most guys, non-financial advice, spiritual advice, as Bobby would say, I would do this against Ethereum, to be honest, because you can stay in range a lot longer. And it's obviously, if you don't know what that means, join me and Parker's stream tomorrow and we'll kind of talk about that. You want to be in assets to assets that correlate pretty well. Number 2 and number 3 asset, excluding Tether. It might be a good play for some guys that want more XRP, that are cash poor, crypto rich right now, to get more XRP. On this 12% range, I would stretch it a little bit further, if I'm being honest. But let's just say you wanted to enter this pool at 12%. Again, probably double it. You're getting more than 10% per month, which is pretty crazy to get free XRP for doing absolutely nothing. So there is ways to monetize it. I want to show you that real quick. Let's talk about trading this coin. Let's talk about it. Bobby, you said, go on.
To be fair, one quick point. Most of those are wrapped assets. So
yes,
for a lot of the XRP maxis, these are wrapped assets that you're going to pull together.
Nice. Good point. Let's talk about trading this. We have the GG indicator, Bobby's darling, that he created. I created it, he made it better, and he convinced me to put the new version on. We do have an XRP club that we started. So guys, if you want to join a completely free Discord where you do nothing and get the GG indicator, hodlers, you're not going to like this, but you know, for free, if you want to get this and have this lines that we're going to talk about in the next 10 minutes, because that's all we have time for. Because there's a lot of guys that do want to do trading. Okay, Bobby, you are the trader. I am about to take some crazy bets on this channel in the next couple of weeks on trades. I'm going to lose all my money, but you know, it's going to be fun along the journey, because I've came to a point in my cryptocurrency kind of career where I'm creating money for DeFi, and I want to be part of the trading community. And I can understand that, Bobby, you'll probably tell me, we had a little conversation before this, I am going to go absolutely crazy on trades. And XRP was one of the first trades I wanted to pick. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's probably going to be an absolute disaster. But if you guys want to join this, get the GG indicator. We have a lot of guys making a bunch of money on XRP, on Solana, on Bitcoin. Our favorite guy, the crypto expert, bar from Bobby, of course, is shorting, long in XRP all the time. And we do have an XRP club where I believe Q, Bobby, your mate, is going to post some stuff about XRP. I'm not a fan of this, but we'll see. We'll see. He's one of the biggest XRP community members I hold, or we know, should I say. And we'll see what you can do. Let's talk about trading XRP. What have you got, Bobby? Because you did say this was a nice trader's coin. Are we looking at 4 hourlies? Are we looking at 1 hourly? Are we looking at daily? What are we looking at when we're looking at an XRP trade?
I mean, I want to know first what you're trying to do, because you said something like a 10K. So what are you trying to do?
Okay. Well, we're not going to have time to explain this in full detail, but basically, my DeFi pools are paying me enough money where I can pretty much lose $20,000 every single month. So I'm going to waste $20,000 for maybe tax purposes, maybe not, I don't know, maybe, on 10x leverage trades using the GG indicator. And I'm probably going to lose more than $100,000 to get my first win. So that's what I'm going to do for your entertainment and as well as yours, Bobby, is to say, I told you so, Jake. Do it the safe way. So that's what I'm going to do. And I was looking last night at XRP because I don't want to trade shit coins, right? I cannot control, and as you know, the GG indicator, it's not as accurate on shit coins because they can be great, but some news event, somebody rugs that coin, our GG indicator is not going to catch that, right? It is, as far as I'm aware, a trend kind of indicator. You can maybe speak on more on that.
Yeah, I mean, so just real quick without going through a lot of complicated stuff. This is basically just a trend-based indicator. So it's a lagging indicator, right? So anytime you see, let's say, you see a liquidation wick is going to take a while for it to catch up, but it's a good, confluence tool to use. Basically, you're not going to be shorting, the uptrend, hopefully, unless you're doing day trading, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Good point. XRP, how are we trading this? 4 hours, 1 hourly, daily? What's your kind of recommended time frame that you'd like to look at? And this will help me as when I go home and I put some XRP trades on for your entertainment and enjoyment only. What are you looking at? It's the first thing you do when you look at XRP.
I mean, for me, to be honest, I will take it to the daily, right, and see where we stand.
Okay.
Right now, the GG is still red, but it seems like we're actually getting a little bit of a volatility building on. So it seems like we found sort of a bottom. Unfortunately, I don't think it's the best time to be longing coins, but for argument's sake, the daily's red, and if we go into the 4 hours, it's actually showing a little bit of green, right?
Yes.
So if you were to take, I would advise you against doing the entire 10K at 10x leverage.
Why not?
But
playing with the 100K balance. Can't lose, right?
I mean, I would argue do it smaller, but if you so desire to go 10x leverage, I would actually wait and maybe do a limit order and maybe buy the lows, right?
Okay.
So this is the only way I trade. I never do market trades. I always do limit orders because you always want to get the best price. So if it were me taking this crazy bet that you're going to take, I would maybe have a limit order under $2 and take it from there and, pray to Jesus that the market doesn't correct.
Or we just upload an extra 10 grand and we go again.
I mean, if you got it like that, sure. I would, but that's what I would say. Just leave a limit order and then just let it trigger.
Okay. And as far as taking profit, let's just say we did do a 10x leverage. Again, most guys don't fucking do leverage. I'll be the only one to tell you that. Most guys should probably start with spot, get your feet wet with the GG indicator, because you can't lose really anything bar from the asset going down, right? You're not going to be liquidated. And it's going to be a harsh reality if you wake up one day and you do get liquidated on a leverage trade and you lose your XRP. In this example, replace that whatever coin you're looking at. And where did my coins go? Where did my dollar value go, right? So you don't want to be doing this if you're afraid of losing money. There's nothing wrong with buying XRP as a spot position because you still have the XRP. Because, James, it's going to $100,000, so you'll be absolutely fine. It doesn't matter if you buy XRP at 50 cents, $3, $100, because you're going to make 100x, so it doesn't really matter, right? But if you're trying to leverage trade this, the risk/reward can be worth it because you get to buy with more capital power. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Bobby. But the caveat to that is you can completely lose everything. And if you don't have an unlimited supply of money, you can completely wreck your whole cryptocurrency journey and you end up with the worst sour taste in your mouth since maybe your first vegetable that your mom gave you. I don't know. So be careful. Be very, very careful. Would you agree?
I mean, absolutely. I wouldn't do it, but since you're dead set on doing this.
Oh, I'm doing this. It's 100% happening for your entertainment only. Okay.
I'll just say real quick, like that's one of the coolest thing I've ever seen you do on stream when you bought that 30, I think it was 30 or 40K worth of HBA. And that was so cool just to watch you do that live on air.
The
Don't
good,
recommend it, but you did it, so it was cool.
the good, and again, that's the good news, right? The good news was that HBAR, I say good news. The bad news was that HBAR went down, right? The good news was it was just a spot trade. So I held that for 4 years, and that was at 14 cents. I think HBAR is around about 14 cents. It might even be less than that right now. So I haven't really lost any money. But if I was to do this with this craziness that I'm about to entertain you guys over the next journey of my career in crypto YouTube, it would have been lights out in 2 days, probably less, because I'm pretty sure when I bought that, bear market was really kicking in, and we went to like 3 cents in a very short amount of time. So that's the difference. He makes a great point, but if that was a leverage trade, I wouldn't have had any HBAR there because it would have been gone. Liquidations would have kicked in, and BitUnix or NEXC or whoever I bought it would have took that money, and they would have fed their kids. So that's the difference, right? And if you're not prepared to play that game, don't do that. Just do spot trades. Just do spot trades. But if you want more buying capital, I mean, Bobby, you always leverage trade, let's be honest, okay? So you're not opposed to that, but you're doing it in a more safer way. You usually play with how much leverage?
I usually just do 3x.
3x.
I mean, I'm not doing $20 per trade, so that's why I love to make money. I don't like to lose money, but I'll tell you what would be even more interesting, just for you to have a limit order set up. If you still wouldn't want to do your 10x, here's what I would do if I were in your shoes. If you really wanted to play that game, leave a limit order for 10K, 10x leverage, leave it at $1.30. And we're just waiting on this next liquidation wick. We know it's coming. I know it's coming. You leave that in there. One day you wake up and you have new content to make. My limit order triggered. You would be immediately in profit. And that's the best way I could see to safely play at 10x leverage. I know it's not as cool, but makes for a hell of a story.
I'm falling asleep, man. $1.30. How long are we going to have to wait? How long are we going to have to wait? This needs to happen. Action. Okay? The tax man needs to declare my massive losses. Okay? So, I mean, well, we can do that, but we're going to have to wait. I don't know. Maybe a long time.
All right, look, man, I can't stop you, but at least, please, at least wait for under $2. Don't do this right now. Please, just wait. Have a limit order. It'll trigger soon. Just not yet.
Yeah, all jokes aside, I'm not joking, by the way, but all jokes aside, that would be the smartest option to do. Okay, follow this guy. Don't follow me. I'm doing this for your entertainment only. We have 2 minutes left. Jake, you convinced me to buy HBAR. I'll always appreciate that. Haha. No worries. Get them likes on stream. Love the content. Thank you, Dart. BTC going down to 88K for a liquidity grab. If you're going to do anything, short XRP. Okay. I keep HBAR and hashback. Algo and per algo. Okay, cool. Anything else, Bobby, you want to say? We've got 1 minute left. Any advice you can give on the market or XRP or any advice you can give the guys before we sign off here?
So I basically just told everybody on Discord that the market makers will likely target the liquidity pool around the 99 to 106K BTC area. So that's what I see happening, because tomorrow is FOMC. So we'll see. We had that big candle on BTC today, so I honestly think we'll be visiting that level. In that level, I will be likely shorting. Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. So yeah, join the Discord. The link is somewhere in chat. Completely free Discord. If you want access to the indicator, if you want to speak to him, want to speak to me, want to speak to Parker, without zero cost to you, because we're giving back here. Cool. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. But if you are coming in here to trade and you're not experienced, don't use leverage. Don't be like me. Be like Bobby, or just buy on spot and use that GG indicator to your advantage. He will set you up completely free and you can be good to go. Bobby, very good. We do have a scammer in here, it looks like. Can we delete him? Jesus Christ. Beware of scammers in this group. Me, Bobby, or anybody else will not ping you. Who is this guy, Bobby? Is this a real guy? I don't know.
I don't know. I'll kick him out. Don't worry.
Kick him out. With all that being said, guys, have a good day. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Bobby. And me and Parker will see you tomorrow at the same time. GG. Goodbye.